Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, all right, here we go. So there's the do now, press pause. All right, do that, and then we'll go over it. Okay, all right, let's see. So here it says reflect the line, right? Line AB over the y-axis. Now again, you don't need to actually have a graph paper, all right, for that. So let's just go ahead and reflect the line, okay? So A is 8, 7. So the question is, what would A prime be? Okay, so y-axis, which means the x value changes, all right? So what would 8 change to? Yep, -8, right? So -8, 7. And what would B prime be? All right, let's see. Yep, same thing, right? You got to change the first value, right? So that's -10, +12. Okay, and that's it. Okay, all right, Unit 8, Day 8. Homework today is on the problematic. So today is what? Wednesday. And so, okay, all right. Well, as you already know, we're gonna have a quiz Friday, right? So, um, hold on, let me write that in. Oops. Let's see. Quiz Friday. And then, let's see, any announcements? So, I'm going to attempt to show you your grades, all right, later on the week. And when I mean show you your grades, it means I'm gonna email your parents your grades, okay? Probably by maybe Thursday. Really hoping by Thursday. All right. Um, Still waiting for the official email to come out first. Okay, to say that what the actual grading policy is. All right. So let's see. Okay. All right. So here's what we've done so far, at least with reflections, right? So with reflections, we've done quite a bit of work already. All right. And where we ended yesterday with graphing this particular line, I believe, we did the two triangles, right? And then, so today we're gonna do this. So let's start off with this first, okay? So you're gonna watch video number 1 right now, all right, from a guy on YouTube called Mr. Maisonnet, and we'll watch this first. Okay, so go ahead, go to the blog, all right. So again, go to the blog, all right. So video number 1 is right here. It's about 3 minutes. It's not long at all. Okay, so go ahead and let's see. Yep, watch that for 3 minutes, and then I want to actually finish the problem with you because he only did half the problem. Okay, sort of. So go ahead, press pause. All right, watch video number 1 right now, and then we'll come back and go over this. Okay, all right. So he reflected this off the x-axis, which means the original shape ended up being here, right? How many units? 6 units. Okay, right, wasn't it? Right, it was like this, right? It was almost a like a what, like a reflection of, you know how like you see reflections on top of water, right, in a lake or something. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so what we'll do right now is we're gonna reflect this across the y-axis also. Okay, so that's what I want to accomplish with you guys. So let's see now. Again, I don't know if you noticed, right? Originally, he wrote down all the coordinates first, the original coordinates. Okay, and that's really good practice. Okay, and I highly recommend you do that. So point A was 3, 6. Point B was 3, 0. Point C is 7, 0. And point D is 7, 6. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here now that we are reflecting across the y-axis, right? What would these coordinates become? right? We got a prime. So let's do this one at a time, yeah? Now, if we're reflecting across the y-axis, that means the x value, the x coordinate, changes, which means all these first values are going to change. So instead of 3, we'll get -3, 6. B prime will be -3, 0. C prime is -7, 0. Right? Notice, right, how all the first values are now the opposite, right? 3 becomes -3, 3 becomes -3, 7 became -7, and then last but not least, D is -7, 6. So let's plot this out and see what that looks like. -3, 6 is here. All right, so what's that? A prime. Yep. B is -3, 0. So this is B prime. C is -7, 0. That's C prime. And then -7, 6. That's D prime. Okay. And then again, no need to write the coordinates down, okay? Because that's what these points are for. So we'll connect them. All right, let me use a blue line. Now again, I would recommend that you use a ruler for this, okay? Very important. And then that's it. There's your reflection off of the y-axis, right? And that makes sense, right? If this were acting as a mirror and you have a flip of this image, it would look exactly like this, right? All right, that's it. Let's see now. What is down here? Nothing. Okay. All right. So what we'll do is we'll practice. All right. Let's do a couple more together, and then I'm just going to let you guys practice, okay, for the rest of the period. So you'll be practicing with this. Tomorrow I'll let you practice with this, okay, and by Friday you should be ready for the quiz. Okay, so yeah, let's get some practice in over the next couple of days. All right, and that's it. Okay, all right, let's see. So here now, I don't know if you noticed here in questions 1 and so forth, they gave you the points already. All right, so you can kind of tell where they're going with this. So with that said, reflect. Okay, I was looking at where the directions are. Okay, reflect off the x-axis, right? So who changes? Yeah, the y-axis, right? So let's see. So 3, -3, 4 becomes 3, -4. B prime becomes 8, -2. And C prime becomes 10, -10. So here we have 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, again, as you plot these points, label the point immediately. Okay? 8, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. And then lastly, 10, -10, 8. This is 10, right? -10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is right here. So we'll connect these points. And there you go. Okay? All right? So again, one of the things I want you guys to strive for that we talked about in class when we were graphing lines, right? We're doing like unit rate, proportional, all that stuff, right? Is always strive for being as neat as possible. All right, and so that's where using a pencil or using a ruler comes from. Okay, all right, let's do one more, and then I'll let you practice, and then I'll show you the answer key. All right, and I think I want to stop there today. Okay, all right, let's see. Now, here we got a quadrilateral. I know it looks a little bit like a triangle, but it's not. Like the blue point here, it's a little bit, it's not on the same line as the red and the green dot. Okay, so it's a very weird looking quadrilateral. Okay, so whereas number 1's a triangle with 3 sides, number 2 here, it's a quadrilateral with 4 sides actually. Okay, so with that said, let's see. Now they gave us the coordinates already. So A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay, all right, now, what do they want? Look carefully. I think with these questions, the most important thing is where do they want to reflect off of, the x-axis or the y-axis? So if they want to reflect off the y-axis, that means the first value changes, right? The x-coordinate changes. So, okay. So what does 0 become? Yeah, still 0, right? There's no such thing as negative 0, right? So 0, 3, nothing changed, in other words. How about B? Yep, negative 8, 4. What about C? Negative 7, 9. And D? Negative 3, 6. So let's plot these points out. 0, 3 is still here. All right, so that's A prime. Negative 8, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, right. 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. So that's B prime. C is negative 7, 9, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what's the last one? Negative 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I gotta label this C prime, D prime. All right. Hold on, let me just double check real quick. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Now let's connect the dots. So A to B, B to C, C to D, and then D to A. Now I know for many of you, you're looking from C to A, the line AC, you're like, well, that's just a straight line. And as you can see, if you do this really neatly, you'll realize that the line slightly bent it. Oh, bent, not bent it, bent, right? So, okay, so right now what you do is this. Go ahead and try these two right now. How are we doing? Yeah, let's see what's the best way to do this. Yeah, we got to do it in 3 parts. Okay, all right. So go ahead, do these two, press pause, do these two, and when we come back, you see the answer key. All right. So press pause, and then we'll go from there. Okay, all right. Through the magic of television, we're back, and miraculously, the answer is out right here. All right. So now, as you go over the answer, let me give you some pointers as to how to avoid mistakes. So, for example, one of the first things you want to realize is when you're setting this up over the x and the y axes, is that if you started plotting points, and I'm using red for a reason, right? If you're plotting points and your first point is, say, I don't know, 5, negative 1, like something's off, because if you're reflecting this shape, let me use a crayon, all right, just to be cool. If you are reflecting this shape, okay, maybe not the best idea. All right, if you are reflecting this shape, right, off of the x-axis, then it has to flip down here, right? The mirror image is down here, not somewhere, like, how would that make sense, right? The reflections are diagonal, right? So that's one way that you could check. And the reason why I even mentioned that is because when I first started doing this first question, I made a mistake. I made a plot right here, okay? And immediately I knew something was wrong, right? Okay, all right, that's the second one. So check your answers. All right, these are coordinates. So right now, again, if you want, you can press pause to check the answer more closely. Right now, I'm gonna show you these two questions. So go ahead and take 5 minutes to do those. Let's see how we should do this with time. So we did, I don't know, 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, it's about 5 minutes, right? 5, 5, 5. That's 15. Yeah, it's about right. It's about right. Okay. All right. So go ahead and try these two right now, and then we will come back. All right. So press pause and try these two. Okay, once again, through the magic of television, you will see that I have the answers for you for these two questions. Okay, so press pause, go over it. And as you're going over, I gotta tell you, I'm a little curious as to why in all the worksheets that we have that these questions, when they give you a graph, they never label the x or the y axis for you. I'm not sure why. I'm wondering if they're expecting you to do it. All right. But either way, okay. Generally, good practice. Now again, the great thing about these questions is you can always check your own work, right? So if I take this original triangle and I reflect this over the y-axis, then I know that the shape has to be here, right? Moreover, if I take the original shape down here, right, in the third quadrant, and I reflect this over the x-axis, it will be right here, okay? All right, so I'm going to move on to the next question. So if you need to press pause to finish going over this, checking your work, you can, but I'm going to go to the last set of questions for today, okay? Okay, all right, here we go. So go ahead, press pause right now, all right? Do these two last questions, and then when we come back, I'll magically have the answers for you, okay? All right. Okay, so finally, here are the final two answers for today, all right? The reason why I wrote this right down the middle is because if I don't write something down at this point, like I'm gonna forget sometimes. So one of the things I notice as I do more and more of these questions is that even when we first started with the first two questions of this worksheet was that I feel like I still need a little practice. Meaning like, not that I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the fact that I only do this once a year. Like you guys think I teach this like every day, but I don't, right? So the more practice, and since I only teach this once a year, the more practice I get. By the time I got here, like it took me like a minute to do. All right. Now I know that for you guys, it's a little different because you don't have the benefit of having a worksheet right in front of you. So many of you are probably doing this from scratch, which is why I'm kind of ending the video where we're ending today, because you watched the video for 3 minutes. That's 20 plus the 5 minutes each for these questions. So that's 35. So that's a regular period right there. Okay. So again, all right, reflect off the y-axis, and I can check, right? Because that's the y-axis, that's the x-axis, right? And the fact that it got, right, flipped over here tells me that my reflection was correct. Likewise here, we went from left to right, okay? So maybe to end this, if we are reflecting over the x-axis, right, it's, how do I say this? The shape goes up, down. Which means if the shape's down, so let's see what's a good example. Yeah, look here, right? For this question, since we were reflecting over the x-axis, if the original shape's down here, it gets flipped over up. It's up, down. It's an up, down thing, right? It was down, now it's up. Do I have a different one? It was up here, now it's down here, right? Whereas if you are reflecting off of the y-axis, it's a left-right thing, right? So whereas here, if you're on the right side here, reflect off the y-axis, it goes over to the left side. If you are on the right side already, if it's already on the left side, it goes over to the right side, okay? So think of it like that, okay? For these shapes, that's what you should be expecting. Okay, all right, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell, all right? Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.